I'm gonna tease her hair really quick on the top. Every time I'm doing teasing, my sections are never wider than my brush because I don't want to go back and forth. I want to have a clean teasing. Tension is very important. If you're not putting tension on it and you leave this loose, what happens? You allow the hair to come from the roots all the way to the ends, which means you're building in the teasing. Unless you want to do a mohawk, that's a big no-no, especially when you're trying to do clean work. So tension is very important as far as cleanless go. Very important when we're talking about height, how many times you teased the heck out of it, then you went back, but you teased so hard that you ended up having to clean all that, and then you're looking and there is no bump in there, and you're like, I just teased the heck out of it. Where is my bump? Where is that height? It's because you teased too hard, and when you clean all the teasing out. Or that volume, when you do a bump in here, it's equal with how high you're going with your teasing, and I will make it visual for you. If you only did this, this is what you're going to get. That's why you don't have volume in there. 2 fingers, this is what you're going to get. 4 fingers, we're starting to see something, okay? So if you are going at least to mid-shaft, then you're going to get that bump in there. So the volume of your bump, it's equal with how high you're going with your teasing. Do you guys know that? No? Now, I don't want to continue to take one small section because I will leave all this out. So now, and I have a preference to have everything blended, no strong lines, no line of demarcation, no gaps in between anything. That's why even when I do the curling, the teasing, I always go in a bricklayer pattern because I know I will not have a huge separation or gap in between my sections. So I'm taking 2 sections now instead of 1. If you're a hard teaser, try at least your 2 sections to look clean, okay? Everything else will be covered. So, on the weekends, I was working in senior houses, doing hair for the seniors, manicures, pedicures, waxing, or giving days off. So I had my daughter with me in the office, 8 to 4. I would run to school, 4 to 12 every day. And on weekends, on Saturday after school, I would run to the senior houses. And on Sundays, I would give days off on senior houses. So I pretty much raised my kid in the places I work. She was always with me in the salon, in the office, or the senior houses. She never got a chance to sit in the park with kids and play. She was always with me. I lived from a check to another. I made my shopping to 99 cents for 9 years. I had no vacation, no days off. I am not getting emotional. I did. What was that? And I'm on stage right now, yes. In 2009, I graduated, rented a chair in a salon a few weeks later, and I paid that rent almost for 1 year out of my own pocket. And off of credit cards because I had no clientele. I went straight into renting. So a year later, I'm sitting in the salon. Have you guys seen what I did? Okay. So I simply just secured. I'm going to take another one. We're working just with size sections. We are not incorporating the previous section into our next one. And I'm going slightly over the elastic. Why do I do that? I want to cover the previous elastic. Secure. And we're literally pulling. This is perfect for people with fine hair, even if you're not adding extensions. If you put a little bit of texture in the hair by curling the hair and then you're pulling, it's going to look like they have a ton of hair. Going, and this time I'm going to go on the other side. Does that make sense? Why? That way I prevent a line to form in the middle and make it look like it's a pull braid when I'm done. And in the same time, I cover the previous elastic. That's what that zigzag securing it's giving me. And a year later, I'm sitting in the salon, crying myself out, knowing that I'm not going to be able to pay that rent anymore because all my credit cards are full already. And I'm sitting there and fighting with God. And I'm like, God, what are you doing? Don't you see I'm not a lazy butt? I'm really trying to make a living here. And I told God, you know what? I'm going to make a deal with you. If you help me make a living out of hair only and not work my butt off between 3 jobs and help me get quality time with my kid, I promise you that every person that will sit in my chair will know how you changed my life around. And if you give me my own salon, all I wanted is to not pay rent anymore. That's why I wanted my own salon. It's not my dream anymore. My dream now is to have my own school. A bridal school. There are none out there, right? There are no bridal schools in the United States. Just the cosmetology schools. So I made that deal with God. In 2015, can you guys see what we did so far? That's too close up. I just see there everything. It's like, it looks one way here and it looks differently there. And in 2015, I had one of my clients coming to me and telling me I was a cut and color specialist. Okay? I did not even know what bridal hair means. All I learned in class about bridal hair in school was how to set the rollers. Do you guys agree? That's pretty much it. And she said, Lala, I was doing her hair for almost 5 years now. And since I was doing hair, kitchen hair, because before I took my license, I was doing it in my kitchen. I was already licensed in Europe, but nobody recognized that license. So I kind of had an idea about what I was doing. So she was a long-time client, and she said she's getting married, and she wants me to do her hair. And I was like, no, girl, trust me, you don't want me to do your hair. She's like, no, Lala, I don't trust anyone else with my hair. I know you can do it. I just want some curls pinned up. I'm like, okay, that sounds simple. I know how to curl and pin. We did a trial. She loved it. On the day of the wedding, I'm going there happy, getting ready, and she's pulling a picture with that classic bun with soft sides. And I'm like, girl, this is not what we agreed on. There is no way in the world I can do this. She was so convincing that she actually convinced me that I can do that. Never, ever, ever do that. Do not let your client talk to you and get you into something that you're not comfortable with, because the results are going to be a mess, okay? Like it looks on. Hey, it's a boho style. Boho styles are textured. Right? I'm like just trying, how do I make this to look cleaner on that screen? Anyway, I messed up. Back then, I didn't know anything about upstyling. I thought that regardless of what kind of style I do, I have to curl the hair and use stronghold hairspray and 200 bobby pins, and that will do the work. Okay? It wasn't. Eventually, I showed her a picture and then the mirror, and that's when the hell came on earth. And she was like, fuck, no, this is not how I'm going to church. You better take all that down. It looks like you showed some socks underneath my hair. That's terrible. I took 2 hours to curl her hair all the way to the butt, virgin hair, brunette. Okay? For that particular style, for the a classic bun, the hair needs to be completely straight. Okay, back then I didn't know that. Well, when I took her hair down, when I did the curls, I used stronghold hairspray, right? And then while I tried to turn that into a bun, I used stronghold hairspray again. Okay, so when I took her hair down and I started to brush, it turned completely white. But we're not talking about powdery white. We're talking about white, like I put some powder or some flour in her hair. And what am I doing? Sitting above her in the hotel room, and I'm like, what do you think I did trying to fix it? I grabbed the oil spray and I put oil spray all over. I'm like, this will take care of it. There will be no powder. Well, when I put the powder on top of half of a bottle of stronghold hairspray, it turned into gum. I'm not kidding you. It was literally, you could pull it and it felt like she had gum in her hair. So I'm telling her that I have to put her with the head down in the bathtub and we have to wash her hair. And she has 45 minutes to get in church. I know Spanish because I'm Romanian, so we are Latin, so we understand. Her family started to think about how they will kill me. And I started to pray. I was like, God, if you help me get out of here alive, I promise you that I will never ever do hair again and I will stick with renting apartments. Went home, bought a mannequin doll. I was so devastated. She was 2 hours late for her wedding. I don't even know if the wedding still went on. I lost a lot of clientele after that, and I felt absolutely terrible that I messed up someone's big day. But I was so devastated that I wanted to learn how to do that freaking bun. So I went and bought a mannequin doll, went on YouTube. There was nothing there on YouTube back then other than how to do French, Dutch, and fishtail braids. Okay, so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play with this freaking doll until I figure out how to do that bun. And by playing with that mannequin doll, all kind of styles were coming out of my hands. But remember, I was not a bridal stylist and I didn't even know how to do a regular French braid. I was just creating. So I had this creativity in me that I had no idea about because I never got a chance to explore it because I always stayed away from it. I opened an Instagram account, that was in August of 2014, opened an Instagram account in October and started to post pictures with my cousin's hair, us playing in the kitchen. It was just a hobby, right? In October, by December, I had 13,000 followers because my styles were so unique compared to what was out there. It was still a hobby, I was still doing cuts and color. January, so 4 months in, I get my first offer to go and teach a class. I'm telling the lady, I'm not a bridal stylist, I am doing cuts and color. She's like, but your work is a bit of a girl, it's just a hobby, I have no idea what I'm doing. But we want to learn from you, I will pay you $100 for each. Are you serious? She's like, yeah, just come over, I have 7 people, I'm going there, prepare for 7 people. I have 47 people waiting for me, 40 of them bridal stylists, doing hair, bridal hair on a daily basis. No pressure, yeah, let me go throw up a few times. Let me try to cancel the class. I made it through, I post about it, and then in the next few days, I get emails from all around the country with people wanted for me to go and teach in their salon. In April, which is 6 months in, me playing with my cousin's hair, still being a cut and color specialist, not doing any bridal hair, I get my first offer to teach in a show. June of 2015 was the first time I taught in a show. I was still not a bridal stylist. I was still not doing bridal hair. A month later, Behind the Chair is coming with the one-shot award category. I'm entering as a joke. 2 pictures in the braid category, 2 in the updo. There is no way in the world they're going to call me. I make it through the finalist on both of them. I go to New Orleans because I've never been to a hair show before. I'm like, I'm going there, I'm gonna mingle with people, get to know all those people that I look up to, maybe take a picture with them. I was not prepared for anything, and they call my name and I win the updo award. Without even being a bridal stylist yet. It was literally just a hobby. That opened so many opportunities for me that I got offers to be published and all, and that's when I started. I literally started to take bridal clientele only after I won the Behind the Chair award. And I started with like $75, and when I stopped taking clientele 2 years ago, I was charging anywhere from $350 to $500. Why am I sharing this story with you? Because I came in this country only 13 years ago with a small suitcase. I had no knowledge of English. My daughter was small. I raised her in the places I work. And this week, I made it here, and I saw my name and my brand on the main stage sign. So I want you to know that if it was possible for me, it's possible for any of you. I was not supported by any big companies there. I literally built everything that I did so far on my own and with your help and your support and love. So thank you for being here today. I hope to see you tomorrow again if you want to learn more. We're good? Let's walk a little for them to see. That's all you guys can? Come on. You had your coffee.